Well, it was a long night last night watching the Leafs and Raptors down in the square, so this is why this upload is the next day. I apologize to you guys for that. But out of the three teams that played, the Blue Jays were the only team that actually won, winning 3-1 over the Tampa Bay Rays. Clay Buchholz, in his first outing as a Toronto Blue Jay, was pretty damn good if you ask me. He had one little shakeup, but in 6 innings, he had 6 hits, 1 run, didn't walk a batter, and struck out a couple guys. He was good. He was throwing strikes, and he made the outs count, and he did a great job. He also had some shaky defense behind him, and he still found ways to get out of innings. Great job by Clay Buchholz in his Blue Jays debut. The reason why the Jays were so close in this game, and for I think they said like the 5th time this year or whatnot, the Jays have been no hit through 5 innings. It tells you how rough this team has been in the early goings of ball games. And that continues again today, but I think we all expected this because Blake Snell was on the mound for the Tampa Bay Rays and how much of a great year he's put together. Obviously won a Cy Young last year. And, I mean, he put up 6 shutout innings, gave up 1 measly hit to the Jays in that 6th inning. So really nothing was going on for the Jays or the Rays through the first little while, but then the Rays get a run in the top of the 6th inning. Austin Meadows singles, and Willy Adames comes in to score, and it's a 1-0 lead. And with the Jays offense really not doing anything against Snell or the Rays in general until later in the innings yesterday, we don't expect too much. It's a 1-0 game. You already have, your starter gave you 6 innings, and he has 7, 8, 9, and their pitching staff has been so good this year. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. And they bring in Chaz Rowe, who's put a pretty good season together, ERA 2.08 coming into the game yesterday. And Justin Smoak singles to right field to start off the inning. Now, it wasn't an error. However, the second baseman rushed the play when he really didn't have to, and then made a wide throw of Ji-Man Choi there at first base. Smokey ends up at first base. Great job, leadoff single. And Teoscar Hernandez strikes out on a curveball, kind of down, but it was still a strike. That's usually his wheelhouse. He strikes out. Now there's 1 away. Next up, Randal Grichuk fights off a tough pitch and fights it off into right field. Smokey goes to third. Grichuk hustles all the way to second base. And the Jays have runners at second and third with only 1 away. Let's see if they can get a clutch knock here. Next up, Lourdes Gurriel Jr. Been swinging the bat better as of late. And with Lourdes Gurriel, he's a very good first pitch hitter, basically. So they know that, and they throw a first pitch curveball. Problem, it's at the bottom half of the zone, and Gurriel Jr. follows the pitch all the way in and gets barreled a ball as he drills it to center field. It goes off the wall, 2-run score. Gurriel ends up at second base, and the Jays got the lead 2-1. Timely hits. Good pitching, and usually it's good defense, but the Jays had 3 errors in the game and 2 on 1 play. We'll get to that in a second. Now we go to the top of the 8th inning. Joe Biagini on the mound, and ball gets hit to right field. Alan Hansen coming in hard, tries to dive. He clearly misses it by quite a bit, and what that does is it goes to the corner, and Zunino ends up at third base instead of it being a single if Hansen played it on the bounce. And they have a runner at third with nobody out. The tying run is just 90 feet away. But then Joe Biagini gets Willy Adames to strike out. Big K there. Now, they get Heredia to pinch run for Zunino. Obviously, get some speed on the bases. And then Austin Meadows, they intentionally walk him because he's been freaked these first couple of games. And really the first bit of the year for the Tampa Bay Rays to face Tommy Pham. And Joe Biagini throws 3, I would say, like, split curveballs. It was a weird one. They look beautiful. Maybe his changeup. And Tommy Pham just swings at all of them. Strike 3, he got him. There's 2 out. Big out there from Big Joe Biagini. Charlie Montoyo comes out, brings in Tim Mesa to face Ji-Man Choi, but they pinch hit David Robertson for Ji-Man Choi. So the righty versus the lefty. And Mesa being the lefty and Robertson being the righty. And Tim Mesa strikes him out to end the inning. You see the emotion in Tim Mesa. You give up the leadoff triple, even though it really shouldn't have been. But you give up that. You run at third and nobody out. And then you strike out the side the rest of the way. Beautiful job by the Jays bullpen and Biagini and Tim Meza to get out of the top of the 8th inning. And then we go to the bottom of the 8th inning, and a lot of defensive changes there for them. Yannick Hansen. Wow, thinking hockey here. Look at that. Alan Hansen then strikes out to lead off the inning. Then Luke Maile walks. Freddie Galvis strikes out, but then Justin Smoke walks, and now there's 2 on and 2 out. A 2-out clutch hit would be nice here. They got to build on that 2-1 lead. Teoscar Hernandez singles to left field. Luke Maile comes in to score, and the Jays get that insurance run. It's now 3-1. We go to the top of the 9th inning, and as I talked about it in that last Red Sox video, Ken Giles, you want to get him right back out there and right back in a save opportunity. He does in the top of the 9th inning, of course, and they get Yandy Diaz to strike out. Lowe hits a single just out of the reach of Freddie Galvis, and then on a wild pitch, Lowe moves up to second base. It was kind of in the dirt. I think Luke Maile, I don't know, I kind of wanted Luke Maile to block that, but it goes to the side, and he moves up to second base. Now there's a runner in scoring position and 1 away. Avisail Garcia strikes out, and then Kevin Kiermaier hits a chopper to third base. Brandon Drury on to first. Ball game, Blue Jays. Great to see Ken Giles get back into the save opportunities and convert one to get him feeling good once again. The Jays get some clutch hits. Yeah, they only have 5 hits in the game, but you get 3 runs on 5 hits. You sprinkle in, how many walks? 3 walks, and 1 of them comes in to score in the Justin Smoke walk. Great job by the Jays coming up with some clutch hits. That's what you need to see, you know? And we're going to run it through right here. Justin Smoke, 1 for 2 in the game with a couple walks. Great to see from Smokey. Hernandez, 1 for 4. Yes, he struck out twice, but that big insurance run in the 8th inning, we will take that. Lourdes Gurriel, 1 for 3 with a couple RBIs and a strikeout. Gurriel's now appearing that 200 average. He's up to 179. Remember, he started the year not hitting a ball in the first 5 games. So to see that average getting closer to 200, it's greater to see for Lourdes Gurriel. And really, the bottom of the lineup didn't really do a whole lot of anything except for Luke Maile, who had the single and the walk. That walk paid dividends because I think he came around to score on the Teoscar Hernandez single. Actually, I think I said Smokey came around to score on the single. It was really Luke Maile, the first walk of that inning. And great job there. And the bullpen did a good job. We already talked about Clay Buchholz and his really good first start as a Toronto Blue Jay. Thomas Pannone came in. I kind of like Thomas Pannone out of the bullpen. I really do. In that kind of Aaron Loop situation, right? Where you give him that 1 inning, or if you need a lefty on lefty, you kind of put him out there if Meza can't go. And Thomas Pannone went a clean inning, no hits, no walks, and got a strikeout. Great job by Pannone in his inning of work. We already talked about Biagini giving up the hit and the walk, but strikes out a couple guys. Meza faced the 1 guy, and he got him. And then Ken Giles gave up the hit, no walks, and a couple strikeouts. Great job by the Jays. Look, this is what happens. Look, this Jays team, it's very weird, right? We've learned with this team, they're not a great first, 5-inning team when it comes to offense. So the Jays are in a game in the latter half of the 6, 7, 8, 9 innings. They could come back and win a ball game. You know, that's what we've noticed, because yesterday was the same thing, but you were down 8-0 going into the 7th inning. Yes, you score 7 runs and you make it an 8-7 game. Wow. But you were down 8-0. Today, or I guess yesterday, you were only down 1-0, and you find those 3 runs late and you beat them. And that's great to see, because you know what? As much as people want to harp on the Jays having no early offense, and I'm one of those people, I don't like that they don't hit early on in the game, because you're forcing your starters to throw you a huge quality outing in a tight game at all points in their start. You don't want to have to do that. But we got to realize the Jays are getting their runs against their primary relievers. Chaz Rowe, through 5 games this year, in the area of 2.08, that was their guy. That was their 7th inning, 8th inning guy, right? That's a big guy after Blake Snell threw up a great game, and you get a couple runs against him. Huge job by the Jays there. Great to see there. And the finale goes in about half an hour here as Charlie Morton, former Houston Astro, is on the mound for the Tampa Bay Rays, and Marcus Stroman on the mound for the Blue Jays. Like I said, 107 first pitch at Rogers Center. All right, so you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. You guys enjoyed this video, and you guys enjoyed the victory yesterday. Smack that like button. I do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below what you think of the game, the video. Also, Clay Buchholz, first start as a Blue Jay. What were your thoughts on his early Blue Jay career. We don't know how long it's going to be, but we do know that he threw a really good first outing, and I think with the way he pitched yesterday, he's definitely going to get a second one. All right, so guys, I'll talk to you guys. Sorry, Evan and I will talk to you guys. Podcast edition. It's going to be sometime next week. We're not too sure as of yet. Link is in the description for the podcast channel and for the podcast itself on iTunes. Guys, go check out my main man, Mo Buckets, on Twitter. If you do not know Blue Jays Center on Instagram, he does that stuff. He does all the updates for the Blue Jays. He's on point. His great quality stuff. It's really nice to look at all the posts he does. Please go check him out. He's the #1 most followed Blue Jays fan page on Instagram. Please go check that out, guys. He's been a lot of support to the channel over the years, and he's a really good guy to talk to as well. So go check that out. And also, my Twitter is down below. The TO Sports Talk Twitter is the link in the description. Follow up, send me a DM, do all that great stuff, guys. And like I said, Evan and I will talk to you guys podcast edition sometime this week. And I'll talk to you guys Leafs edition very shortly, as they lost to the Bruins, and Kadri probably getting suspended. We'll talk about that in a little bit here. And the Raptors, they played last night as well, and they lost game 1 against Orlando. We'll talk about that in a little bit. And that's for the Blue Jays. Like we said, they round out the 3-game set. They actually looked at the series win over the Tampa Bay Rays this afternoon. Marcus Stroman, Charlie Morton, the starters in this game as the Jays look for the series win. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you guys then.